How's it going, everybody? Sonic Fan here, and we're back with another Q&A episode. It's been a while, so I'm gonna answer 4 questions. And yeah, let's see. Super Mario. And we'll do Super Mario. So yeah, I'm gonna answer 4 questions. You know, I might do this as my next Let's Play, actually. Hint, hint. So yeah, here we go. Just let me get the questions. There we go. Let me get the questions. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright. So the way my Q&As work is, it doesn't matter who it is. I take 4 to 5 questions. Even if it's the same person, it counts. You can ask it. I don't mind. If the same person asks all 4 questions and they're each different, I don't mind that. I don't mind, as long as I get 4 questions. And like I said, it could be the same person. I don't mind. I know I just said that, but yeah. So here we go. First 3 questions come from Reagan Steer on Twitter. What is your favorite aspect of video games? I'm gonna answer these one at a time. What is your favorite aspect of video games? I would have to say, favorite aspect of video games, and I just died. That's a good way to start. Favorite aspect of video games has to be, son of a bitch, I'm not doing well. Come on, man. I'm rusty. I'm rusty with Mario. I haven't played Mario in years. This is not going well. There we go. Alright. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Boom. Oh, Jesus. Ah! Come on, man! Favorite aspect of video games has to definitely be story, characters, things of that nature. Duck and cover. There we go. Story, characters, gameplay, what else? The basics. Story, gameplay, characters, the use of in-game items. Beautiful. And go down here. Nothing? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, and there we go. Is there anything? Okay, cool. Bonus, yeah. So, yeah, story, characters, weapons. Not weapons, but story, characters, gameplay is I meant to say. Oh, that dodge though. Oh jeez. I need Yoshi, don't I? For that. Jeez. But yeah, the basics. Firefly. Fuck yeah. Alright. There you go. Feel the wrath of fire, Mario, bitch. Oh god. Ah, jeez. This is what I get for not playing Mario in a while. I'm rusty. There you go. Oh, you charging Chuck? Oh, you son of a bitch. No, I'll take it. Okay, next. So that's one part of the question done. So that, story, characters, gameplay, I think that's it. I don't know. Short and sweet. What is your all-time favorite game? How big is your... All-time favorite game. Well, a lot of people know this already. I've been asked this many times, but I'll answer it just cause. Um, favorite game of all time. Sonic 3 Knuckles, because I love that game and I can, complete it many times. And I'm currently doing it on my channel as an OP. So if that doesn't prove to you that it's my favorite game of all time, I don't know what else does. But yeah, Sonic 3 Knuckles, because it's amazing and I like it. It's awesome. How big is your collection? Well, sadly, I don't have a collection because I don't have any room or money to really get any consoles. I'm one of those people that use emulators. Yeah, burn me at the stake. Oh my god, emulators are so bad. It's that whole thing, it's 50-50. Some people don't like it, and the other half, they love it because it's convenient. For one thing, you can have all your favorite games into one thing. You don't have to pull out cartridges or consoles or wires or anything. It's all right there on the computer, on the laptop or what have you, and you get to pick and play whatever the fudge you want, which that's how I'm playing this right now, is the emulator. So emulators, I don't have a collection. I use the emulators because that is the only way I'll be able to get my favorite games. And I wish I grabbed the... Oh, okay, I still got it. Nice. Like I said, emulators, I enjoy them. I like using them. They're convenient. Whatever. Everything is all in one place. I have all my favorite games. Hey, look, Yoshi. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a collection, so I use emulators. Hopefully that's good. And I destroyed Yoshi. Yoshi! Get Yosh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yoshi. Okay, there we go. And nope, you don't do shit. Aw, boo. Yoshi! I keep doing that and I forget which button is jump. I gotta remember, I'm not doing a let's play of this, so at least not yet anyway. Yoshi. Yep. There we go. Okay, so that question is hopefully answered well enough. I don't know. What game made you interested in becoming a member of the retro community? The final question, by the way, by John J. Torres 2000, I think. I don't know. Jonathan Torres. What game made you interested in becoming a member of the retro gaming community? Here's the thing. There's not one game that made me a member of the retro gaming community. I've always been a part of the retro gaming community. I love retro gaming. That is my favorite type of game, is retro games. I enjoy modern games as well, but I love retro games. I grew up in the 16-bit era. So really, like I said, I've always been a part of the retro gaming community. There wasn't one game where I decided, oh, I'm gonna be a part of the retro gaming community. I've always been a part of it. So yeah, there's not one game that was like, man, that's making me want to be a part of the retro gaming community. I've always been a part of it. Always. Ever since I was 3 years old. So, but yeah, I've always enjoyed retro games. I have a very long history with games. I shall be playing them till I'm 200 years old, barely able to walk. I'll still be able to play video games. Like, that's how much I love it. It's been a part of me for over almost 20 years, because I started gaming in '94. So Yeah, almost 20 years, pretty much. So, you know, I know I keep reiterating it, but I've always been a part of the retro gamer community, always. So yeah, and I've always loved them. And yeah, let me reiterate, I've always been a part of it. There wasn't one game where it made me go, oh, I gotta be a part of the retro game. I've always been a part of it for years, ever since I was little. So I've been a part of it for a very long time. Maybe there are some people that have just started gaming, this year or something, and they like retro games. I mean, I can understand that. I could see it that way. If you if you're a younger kid and you're like 12, 13 years old and you just discovered retro gaming recently, then you're part of the retro gaming community. If there's a game that made you join the retro, that's fine. That's great. Good for you. I don't, that's awesome. You know, but like I've said 3 or 4 times now, I've always been a part of it. I've never, you know, that's just the way of life. If you are, if you are really little, 2 or 3 years old in the 90s or early 2000s, whatever it may be, and you pick up a controller and you're playing a game for the very first time, you're instantly part of the retro gaming community. That's how I think. I've always been a part of it, and I always will be. So that's not gonna change. I'm not, gonna fall out of love with video games because I love them to death. That is like my #1 hobby. Uh, I've always loved it, and I really have. I had at one point in my life, I had every single console that was made, around 2000, 2001. I had every console made up to that point. When I say that, I mean I had every console from the early that was out at the time. That's what I mean. I had the PS2, I had the GameCube, I had the Dreamcast, I had the PS1, I had, even from the 90s, I had, that was when, yeah, we were able to get everything and afford, oh, Jesus Christ. It would afford, get consoles and whatnot. I had the Game Gear. I had handhelds, man. I had the Game Gear, Game Boy Color, and yes, I'm talking about the big gray brick that that uses batteries like a mofo, but really it's actually just like 2 batteries, but it lasts a while. Game Boy, Game Gear, Game Boy Color. I missed out on the Game Boy Advance for some reason, but no big deal. Let's see. I also missed out on that. I knew about the Xbox when it first came out. I never cared for it. I don't care for Microsoft as a company. That sounds selfish as fuck, but I don't know. When Microsoft announced, "Oh, we're gonna go and make a console of our own," it's like, what? Why? Like, you're a computer company. You shouldn't. What do you know about making games? You know what I mean? They should just stick to computers and selling computers and making computers, whatever. That's just my view. But, they decided they were going to make a console. And they did, and it was pretty successful. And then the Xbox 360 came out, and that just, made them one of the leading companies. Fucking Yoshi, come on, man. God darn it. I'm just not doing well right now. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. So, you know, I don't know. I didn't have the GameCube. I mean, I didn't have the GameCube. I didn't have the Xbox when it came out. Like I said, I don't care for Microsoft. So it's like, it's whatever. But if you have it, that's great. If you like Microsoft and you have an Xbox, that's fine. No judgment, you know. I personally don't like Microsoft. They, you know, they're meh, you know. I'm more of a, if I had to pick a leading console of nowadays, it'd probably be Sony. The thing about me as well is that I've always been a supporter of Sony ever since the PS1 back in, like, when it originally came out, which was in '94. No, that was in Japan. In the U.S., came out in '95. I've been a supporter since, you know, since that time. So I love Sony, man. I enjoy all the games they put out. Everything they do is amazing. And yeah, Sony is, you know, probably my favorite company from nowadays. From back in the day, from 16-bit era, it has to be let's see, Sega. I was a Sega kid growing up. I had a Genesis. That was my first console that I ever had. I ever bought, and it came with Sonic 1. Originally, the pack-in game was Altered Beast, but when Sonic was made and came out, they decided to bundle it with Sonic, and that made the game, that made the console a system seller because of the pack-in game. That's truth. And so, yeah, that's my favorite console. Probably my favorite console of all time. A lot of people say the Genesis, but the Genesis. Oh, I got it on the brain. Some people say the SNES, just because of the games that they have for it. You know, RPGs and all that type of stuff. Sega had their fair share of, you know, console games that were amazing. So, you know, that was a big. I remember the console wars of the '90s for sure, man. Oh, Jesus Christ! Come on! Don't die! Don't die! Okay. Ah! Son of a bitch! I didn't even hit a checkpoint. Well, that's what happens when you don't play Mario for years, for a long ass while. Oh. But yeah. But yeah, that's what happens when I don't play Mario for a long ass while. I just end up dying a couple times, a few times, which disappoints me. I shouldn't even be having that type of trouble. I love the Mario games. But anyways, I'm gonna end the Q&A video here. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and this was very informative and, you know, very detailed. You know, very detailed answers to the questions you guys gave me. I appreciate it. And I don't know when the next Q&A will be. Maybe next week or something. I'll announce it on Twitter. I'll say, oh, I'm gonna do a Q&A, send me a question, whatever. So, but until the next video, this is Sonic Fans signing off. Have a good one, everybody.